Welcome to proof video number 2, the fixed hazard penalty. The main thing about this video is that I'm going to hit walls 5 times on Sherbet Land and see what happens. I'm going to try to maintain the same quality on all the rest of the races and actually post better times and make sure that those are all 3-star quality races, and see what happens when I hit the wall 5 times, get a better time than I did in the control video, and find out if I incur a penalty, which I will. I will get 2 stars at the end of this video. 5 hitting the wall 5 times, even though I get a better time than the control video, is going to cause me to get only 2 stars. So it's going to prove the existence of the fixed hazard penalty, is what I call it. Crash into a wall. So that's the main thing to watch for. Everything else should be pretty much the same as the control video. I'm trying to avoid any bonuses or any other possible penalties. I'm not going to hit any mobile hazards like penguins or crabs or anything like that. I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to drag items behind me. I'm not going to hit CPU or any CPUs with my items. I'm going to do the best to toss them aside. Pretty much everything I did in the control video. Try to keep it as similar as possible and see what happens. Now the main thing is when I do a video and I get 2 stars, you kind of have to watch all the races if you're a skeptic and make sure that I didn't mess up another race, like I didn't mess up Delfino Square. That's what got me 2 stars. When I do a 3-star race, it doesn't really matter as much. You kind of just have to watch the race where I change the factors. So if I'm just changing Sherbet Land, you really just kind of watch Sherbet Land and say, wow, he did all that, you know, he still got 3 stars. Whereas, because then the rest of the videos, you know, obviously, or the rest of the races are obviously 3-star quality. So unless I'm doing some really goofy stuff, like getting some crazy bonuses in those, there's really not a lot to learn in the other 3 races. But in a case where I have a 2-star conclusion like this one, a skeptic would want to watch carefully all 4 races and make sure that I'm not getting a penalty in the other 3 races that's causing me the 2 stars. And again, just like in the control video, I will have summaries at the end of every race, and I'll show you my exact argument for the maximum times, adjusted max times, penalties, and bonuses. And even though I haven't proved it yet, right now I'm only proving that there's an existence of a penalty for banging into a wall. I will still show those, kind of just give you a heads up of what's going to happen in the future. And if you notice, I have been counting all my collisions with the wall. And for a while I thought, you know, what if you just barely take it? What if you hit it really hard? I can find no difference whether you just kind of bang it sideways or you hit it head on. The main thing is you got to get that little flash of light and crash sound. If you nudge up to a wall without that, you don't get the penalty. But as long as you get that little sound, you're going to get the penalty. So here we go. You'll see that I beat the control video's time, no problem. But for some reason when the race is all done, even though I beat the control video on all 4 races, I don't get 3 stars. And I think it's going to be pretty obvious that it was because I crashed into a wall 5 times. And there you go. And in the next video, I'm going to crash into a wall 5 times, and I'm still going to get 3 stars because I'm going to get better time. And that's going to lay out the argument that crashing a wall is actually a 3.5-second penalty every time you do it. So if you want to watch that video, it's going to be the same thing as this one. The only difference is going to be that I'm going to get, well, even less than half a second better time. Otherwise, everything else is going to be pretty much the same. And that one I get 3 stars. So it makes a good argument that 5 collisions are 17.5 seconds total penalties. And the other thing to remember is from the control video I posted every little partial second, 10th of a second, whatever, 100th of a second I was in getting the off-road penalty. And just like I said in that video, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's really time consuming to put those counters in the video and edit that in there. So what I figured is on an average lap, if I'm not using any item boost and I'm just driving around and going through the water like I am on this lap, I'm usually in there for about 1.5 seconds. Yeah, if I get shrunk down, I'm in there a little bit longer. Maybe sometimes I clip the little corner a little differently, but on average it's about 1.5 seconds. So I'm going to use that now kind of as a standard, unless I do something really absurd in the water. I'm just going to use that as a standard and say that on average I'm in there for 4.5 seconds, so the total penalty is 11.25 seconds total in time penalty. So there I accomplished, I got a little bit more, so I guess I could have added, I did get a little bit more penalty, so my total second penalty is probably closer to 12. But I'm just going to go with that because it doesn't really matter because I'm beating the adjusted maximum time by quite a bit. So you're going to see now in the race analysis, I'm just going to use that standard 11.25 unless I have something really strange or where I spend a lot of time, you know, if I get stuck in the water or something like that. So there you go. And you can just remember it was more like a 12-second penalty, but again, I made it no problem. So that will be the standard I use from now on until you get to proof video 7 and 8. All the rest I'm not going to know it, I'm just going to use it with that. Now I don't have a lot to talk about in the rest of this video, so I'm just going to kind of stop talking here and there and just kind of jump in when there's something I need to explain in a little more detail. I'll just let you kind of watch and analyze and make sure that there's nothing else causing 2 stars in this race. I forgot to mention something. In the first race in Sherbet Land, I shook off a POW block. I hadn't been doing that, and I did it by accident, just an old habit. Some people think that's a bonus. Here you go, I'm not going to shake it off here, that's what reminded me. Some people think that's a bonus, and what you're going to be able to see is in this video in Sherbet Land, I shook off the POW block, and then in my next video, proof number 3, I don't shake it off in Sherbet Land. And my time test still works out of the 3 stars and not 3 stars. So what you'll be able to see in those 2 videos is not only a comparison between the Sherbet Lands of how 5 collisions actually affect and how much time the penalty is, but you'll also be able to notice that shaking off the POW block obviously doesn't work, because if I got a bonus in this one and I got a non-bonus the next one, or I got a penalty the next one, my test wouldn't work because they're so close in time. They're less than half a second apart. So I didn't really lay out videos proving that POW blocks, or shaking off a POW block is a bonus, but you can tell by comparing these two. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that I was talking about other things at the beginning of this video. There was on the screen just a note about the position penalty. I'm going to not explain that right now. It's kind of complicated, and I'll get into that more in the number 10 proof video. So again, just you can note that there is a position penalty when you're way back towards the end of the group. what I've noticed is it's usually roughly like 9th through 12th. Maybe a little bit more. And if you just noticed before, I did drag an item behind me, and again, I haven't explained that one yet. I will explain that number 4 proof video. I had to do it. I really wanted to get a good item there and get away from the pack, so I put it behind me and activated so I could get another item. So that's all that's going on there. Well, again, I don't really have much else to say about this video other than this Waluigi Stadium was kind of a rough race. I did get out of first a fair amount. I know my goal is to try to be in first as much as possible, and I really did my best, but got hit by a fair amount of spiny shells and other things, so I did maintain most of the time in first place. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to finish the race up here and get my 2 stars and fill on my 3 stars. I think it'll be kind of obvious that it was my 5 collisions. And then the next video I'll go on and show that it is just a time penalty. It's not a matter of getting 5 collisions, but it's actually a matter of getting 5 collisions and how much time you have for the race. So thanks for watching, and maybe I'll catch you in proof number 3.